can you ask us what is your keyword and why you choose your keyword here?
Well, my keyword is frameworks, and the reason I chose that is because it's really at the heart of my long-term research on the transition from master planning to adaptive planning. And in that research I've asked a number of questions. For example, the future of urbanism globally, is it going to be the same as the past? Are we going to carry on having top-down master plans? Are we going to shift towards a phase where we become much more easy with the idea of bottom-up planning? Or are we going to create some new hybrid where the top-down and the bottom-up meet each other? One thing I always made almost a joke about is the master plan is dead. People are suspicious about it because it's somehow seemingly such a heavy totalitarian concept, and it has very, very often involved excluding undesirable factors, an area, very narrow area, ratio-based approach in order to create a certain commercially dominated result. So by contrast, what I would like to advocate for is frameworks, because frameworks are basically, they have all the agency of a master plan in a different way, but they include the reality of the multitude of needs that we have today in society, which is the need to address social equity, the need to address ecological meltdowns. The frameworks address the issue of population growth, population shrinkage. A framework is an action plan, but it is also very often, as an emerging phenomenon, it is one which has a participatory placemaking aspect to it. Citizens are consulted in a much deeper way than they ever were before. A framework is one that can be given agency through the involvement of new technologies. New technologies don't provide instant glamorous images alone. They can also open the whole process up and make it frameworks much more deeply research driven, but also they can enable the whole process to be much more to do with speculation. And as I quote Giancarlo Di Carlo, he says architecture is an art of generating processes. The question is, which processes within the framework and to whom are they accountable? But the framework is something which has an aspiration for the future, which doesn't leave all of us ordinary people behind, only in the name of some narrow commercial goal.
The second question is about modernity. What is for you modernity, also in comparison with Kuhl's theme?
Okay. Well, Kuhl himself makes a distinction between modernism and modernity, and which is one that I personally agree with. Modernism, and this actually is very closely related to my work on master planning and the transition to adaptive planning, which is that modernism, there was a brand of master planning which was very largely, in many ways, modernist inspired, allied to certain goals, but actually so much about individual people's aspirations for society. Modernist master plans abstracted the green field, they killed off the street and so on. So modernism was in very many unfortunate ways, was compromising. Modernity doesn't sit in that same conceptual category, because modernity is really very much a condition of different cultural shifts, and the beauty of Rem's choice of modernity and asking everyone to investigate it in relation to their own cultures is that over one whole century there are so many shifts. You could pick one or two within one decade that have scarcely been recognised within architecture. I think there's a huge lack of research within architectural history which actually look at the social role of architecture. There are a lot of projects that are hardly known about. There are a lot of architects who remain neglected in favour of more, say, official and national histories. And so for me it was a great opportunity to excavate the ground of modernity and do some comparative urbanistic research. And even Rem has said, I think, that he was personally very, really surprised and shocked by, pleasantly surprised by the things that came up, that people from different countries came up with.
Thank you very much.
The big questions.
The big questions. Yeah, sorry.